It's a very simple choice election on every issue. And that's the Democrats want their crumbs back. They want to repeal the largest tax cuts in history. We know they want endless investigation of President Trump. It'll be nonstop, 24/7. And we know the ultimate goal of most Democrats is to impeach the president. We know that they want to keep Obamacare. Republicans would like to have free market solutions. We know they want to eliminate ICE and want open borders. Republicans want to build the border wall. And Kevin McCarthy has put forward a bill to have full funding of that wall. Where do we go? 27 days left. Former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, probably the smartest strategist when it comes to elections that I know. Welcome back, sir. How are you?
Well, it's great to be with you. And let me just say, I'm going to shock you. I believe the quote you have from Hillary Clinton is right. She's correct.
Meaning?
If we win, if we get a Trump Supreme Court, we get conservative policies in Congress, we roll back the regulatory state, her world goes away. I mean, I don't blame her for being terrified, because she should be. The American people have risen up and said, we don't want radicalism. We don't want to abolish America in favor of global institutions. We don't want to abolish the U.S. Constitution in favor of nutcake left-wing judges. We actually like lower taxes, more jobs, and a better future. And from the standpoint of a left-wing Democrat, this would be the end of their world. So I think her level of intensity and emotionalism is right, because she's actually sending a signal to American people. This is what this is about. You want a future where the Hillary Clintons and the Congresswoman Waters and people like Nancy Pelosi define your future? Or do you want a future in which you have the power because you've got money in your pocket, your taxes are lower, the red tape is less, the Washington bureaucracy is smaller, and you actually get to define your own future? It is that dramatic a difference.
Well, look, you know as well as I do, there's only been 3 times in the last 100 years where the party that wins the White House ends up picking up seats in Congress in their first midterm election. Now, the last time that happened was after the 9/11 attacks in 2002.
Right.
And I think the country was so unified at that moment that there was no desire to change power in any way, shape, manner, or form. I think before Judge Kavanaugh, I was a little worried about the enthusiasm gap that existed between Republican voters and Democratic voters. That gap is now closed completely. And in most instances, when there's a tie, that means that's a huge advantage for Republicans, because pollsters don't tend to get that right.
All right, well, look, you mentioned a minute ago one of the key examples of why the next few weeks are going to become Republican weeks. Kevin McCarthy just introduced a really important bill that says basically, look, here's your choice. You want to stop fentanyl from killing people. You want to stop carfentanil, which is even worse from killing people. You want to stop opioids coming in from Mexico. You want to stop human trafficking coming in from Mexico. You want to stop MS-13 coming in from Mexico. You got to control the border. And he has got the first bill that absolutely says unequivocally, we're going to control the border. Now, what are the Democrats offering? They're offering open borders, either abolish or shrink ICE, sanctuary cities. So the Democrats are saying, look, we feel really bad that your child may die of an opioid overdose. We feel really bad that your neighborhood school may be terrorized by MS-13. But after all, we're left-wing ideologues, and you can't expect us to be practical. So why don't you go along with us? Because, that's the right thing to do, is open up America and let every drug dealer, every human trafficker, and every single MS-13 gang member come into the country. Now, I think if that's the choice on Election Day, you and I are going to have to fasten our seatbelts, because we're going to be in for an election result like we have not seen in our lifetime.
Well, I believe now firmly that, all the people that have been claiming a blue wave can be shocked again, just like they were in 2016. And there were only a couple of us that believed that was even possible. And I think one indicator of just how far left the Democratic Party has gone is out in California, the sanctuary state of California. And you have Gavin Newsom running up against this business guy by the name of what's his first name? John Cox.
John Cox.
And Cox is now in a 5-point, almost within the margin race against Gavin Newsom. And one of the biggest issues to emerge is not only the sanctuary city status of the whole state, but the proposal of Gavin Newsom to provide free health care to anybody. It doesn't matter, resident of California, citizen, non-citizen, doesn't matter. Everybody gets free health care.
Look, I would ask everybody who's listening to us, just close your eyes for a second and think about the thought. Don't do this if you're driving. Keep your eyes open. But everybody who's not driving, close your eyes for a second and think about Gavin Newsom is proposing at a time when Senator Feinstein has introduced an open borders bill. And by the way, President Trump's been very clear on this the last couple of days. The Democrats in the Senate, every single Democrat in the Senate has co-sponsored the Feinstein open borders bill. So now what the Democrats are proposing to us is the following. We're going to have open borders so anybody who wants to can come in. We're going to offer them free health care paid for by the taxpayer. Now just apply your common sense. Worldwide, among billions of people, the word's going to go out within days. If you have an illness, get to California. They want to take care of you. I mean, how many people do we think are going to show up who need health care?
Well, what if you don't have health care and you live in Alabama or you live in Missouri or you live in Michigan? I wouldn't mind driving out to California if I needed serious, significant health care. Who's going to pay for it? Now, they do have a state income tax of 13.
I thought about that. That's a great idea. I never thought about the notion. I apologize. Until you said it.
Well, I have a very dark, twisted way of thinking. Go ahead.
No. I'm impressed. This is one of those times when you've taken me just totally off my feet. It hadn't occurred to me. You're exactly right. Newsom's plan could apply to every American. So what we could say to every governor in the country is, send them to California. Because Gavin Newsom
just ship them. We'll ship them out to California.
I'd never thought of that.
It'll lower the health care cost for every other state in the union. Everybody, you're sick, go to California. Gavin Newsom offered you free care.
Gavin Newsom's going to save every state in America billions of dollars. I had never thought of it. I gotta think about this, Sean. By the time I do your show tonight,
you're going to
work on this one.
You're going to work on this.
You caught me totally off guard.
It's not easy to get Newt Gingrich off guard. I will say that. I'm actually, there have been times when, you have warned me as we're really family. I've gotten to know you so well. I consider you you family. And, but you're always, quick to tell me you're out on a limb again. You're out there again, but what are you doing? You don't hesitate to tell me when you think I've gone too far.
You won this round.
No, it's not about winning.
Totally. I'm amazed.
You know what I want? I want the country to win. I'm not sick of winning, and I'm glad we have 4 million more Americans working, ending burdensome regulation, a chance at energy independence. The wall is being built if we can fund the rest of it. I'm happy about, all of the renegotiated trade deals. I think it's a more secure world. And I like the success. I like the direction we're heading, and I think we're better off than we were 2 years ago by a long shot.
Well, that's what's amazing about this moment in time, as you know, because you and I met with the president last week, and we're talking with a guy who has kept his word on deregulation, kept his word on conservative judges, kept his word on cutting taxes, kept his word on getting better trade deals, and you look at the results and you think to yourself, lowest African-American unemployment in history, lowest Latino unemployment in history. I think down to 1969 is the last time we were this good for everybody in general. When you look at all this, you think, this is really working. And that's what the argument is. The fight this year is between results and resistance. And the president is focused on results, and the Democrats are focused on resistance.
I think that we have an opportunity here. I just hope the American people are awake to what is at stake here. And, I go through what the Democratic agenda is, and it is very dire to me. Endless investigation. They want to impeach the president. They want the higher taxes, even though Americans are seeing $1,000, $2,000 extra dollars in their pocket every year. That's real money for real people. We're seeing manufacturing jobs coming back, jobs we were told were never coming back. We see the Midwest growth now beginning a comeback that is rival to none that we've seen in our lifetime. And, I see millions of Americans off of food stamps, 8 million off of poverty since Trump has become president. This is real progress. And maybe some people don't like the president's style, but he's getting things done. The disruption and the speed of Trump works. Why would we go backwards?
Well, I think that's right. And I think the big challenge in the next few weeks is for every single person who wants America to keep moving in the right direction to make sure that they vote, their friends vote, everybody they know votes. This is because elections, I learned this a long time ago. Elections aren't about polling. Elections are about who shows up. And I always tell people when they say, well, what do you think is going to happen? I say, show me the first 5 or 6 precincts. When I see real Americans vote in a real precinct, I begin to think about, okay, I'm beginning to get the pattern. And I think that we have a real shot here at the most historic midterm election in American history. And I say this very clearly. If this breaks the way I think it could, it'll be the most historic midterm election in American history, and it will further accelerate the Trump revolution at creating jobs, defending America, reshaping the federal government, draining the swamp, and doing the things we need as a country for us to be safe.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll come back. We'll continue more with Newt Gingrich.
This is KIDO Talk Radio, now on 107.5 FM and 580 AM.
He has taken a lead out in that Arizona Senate race. We have a close race in Nevada with Dean Heller. Right now, Claire McCaskill is down in Missouri. We could pick up a seat in Montana against Tester. Which is a possibility. Joe Donnelly is in trouble. Heidi Heitkamp is in trouble. Bill Nelson is in trouble. And hopefully Joe Manchin becomes a Republican. Speaker Gingrich, we continue with you. How important are these Senate races? How winnable are they all?
Well, first of all, they're unbelievably important. Remember, the great achievement of beginning to shift the American judges back to people who believe in the Constitution and who believe in America is only effective if Mitch McConnell's the leader. I mean, the work he has done this year working with President Trump is truly historic and heroic. And it's not just the Supreme Court justice, although obviously we're all thrilled that we were able to finally have a success in achieving a victory last week. But that's just the beginning. The fact is that the president and the Senate Majority Leader have worked together to move almost 1 out of every 4 federal judges towards a more constitutional, more conservative, more American interpretation of the law. And this is a remarkable achievement. If the Democrats were to win this, and this is why I said to everybody back home, this is not complicated. I mean, you've got Bredesen running in Tennessee saying, oh, I'm really a moderate. Well, who's going to vote for it? He's going to vote for Schumer. Period. The Democrat in Arizona, she says, claims to be a moderate. Who's going to vote for it? He's going to vote for Schumer. Period. Well, what does that mean? It means not a single Trump judge will move forward. Not a single Trump appointment will move forward. So control of the Senate is absolutely vital if, in fact, you want to continue to move the American government towards a pro-American constitutional conservatism, which I think is what, frankly, helped win the election in 2016.
Former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, in 27 days, you will be on this show and we will be analyzing the results. The people get to decide. Please vote. Thank you.